You are now tuned in to Go Time Dolphins with Charlie Touche and Kadeem Simmons, the Miami Dolphins podcast that's for the fans and by the fans.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time.
Good evening. Let me know if you can hear me because I am solo, as you can see and hear, and I never know whether people can hear me or not. So, first thing first, massive apologies. I got the timing wrong on this one. Meant to be normal time 11. I don't know why I put 10. I was speaking to Finn's Extra and he was going to join me. He said between 10 and 11. I don't know why I put 10. So that is deeply my fault. Shout out to those who were in the chat early. Silent Writer, Jason Keck, JML. Deeply apologies for the mishap on my part. But yeah, there will be no intro. Jason, thank you for still sticking around. As you can see, it's just me, which means one of two things. I'm either going to be here for 10 minutes or an hour. I never know with these episodes. It depends on how long you can, one, stand my voice, and two, I can stand my voice. So yeah, it's I'm not going to do the intro because Charlie's not here. But what a day. So I'll break down what happened from my point of view, because obviously we were all in different places, and I was at work, so I'm working. It's around 4 p.m. I guess. Let me double check because it's been a long day. So I get a notification from ESPN saying the Dolphins have traded Ramsey to. Read my manners. Apologies. Read my manners. Not so much breaking news, but huge news if you are a Miami Dolphins fan. The Dolphins have traded disgruntled cornerback Jalen Ramsey and somewhat disgruntled tight end Jonnu Smith, and have acquired former Miami Dolphin Minkah Fitzpatrick and a 5th round pick. The Dolphins have also sent a 7th round pick in 2027 to the Steelers. So I'm at work, minding my own business, and I get the notification, ESPN, Steelers are trading for Minkah Fitzpatrick. Sorry, Jalen Ramsey. And yeah, I never thought we'd see Minkah again. Honestly, did not think it was possible. So I see it, and then just as I'm about to send it to one of my group chats of myself, Finn's Extra, 5 Yard Lee, Parlay J, and obviously Charlie, 5 Yard Lee sends it. So Dolphins and Steelers have finalized a blockbuster trade for Jalen Ramsey. Cool, fair enough. Tom Pelissero. Don't think anything of it. You know, you're waiting to see what the terms are. Let's have a look. 10 minutes later, Adam Schefter tweets, Steelers traded 3-time All-Pro safety Minkah Fitzpatrick to the Dolphins in exchange for 3-time All-Pro corner Jalen Ramsey. And my initial reaction was to write F off, and it has to be a fake tweet. It has to be one of those, Adam Schefter and the E's are free or the T's are whatever. I'm thinking there's also got a haircut today, hence why he wouldn't take him out of. I'm thinking there's no way the Dolphins have brought back Minkah Fitzpatrick and sent Jalen Ramsey the other way. No way. But yep, Adam Schefter, you go on Twitter, you check that it is the correct person, and he tweets that Minkah Fitzpatrick now returns to Miami where he started his career and was the 11th overall pick. Cool. Fair enough. The fact that Minkah returned, and we'll get to that a bit later, but brilliant. So Then at 4 o'clock. So this is essentially 5 minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes after we hear that Minkah's returning. Adam Schefter. Steelers get Jalen Ramsey, Jonnu Smith. Dolphins get Minkah Fitzpatrick and a late round pick. So it's like, hold on, Jonnu's gone as well. At this point, Twitter's in an absolute meltdown. It's just insane, absolutely insane. Evening Caliber TV. If you are a UK soccer fan, be it men's football, women's football, Caliber TV is a must follow. Just while you're here, very quickly, I watched your live stream of the England Jamaica game. When that third goal goes in, it's not meant to be, but hilarious. Oh my god, Jesus Christ! No, honestly, I was in tears. It wasn't funny, but if someone clipped that, perfect, absolutely perfect. But yes, back to the trade. So yeah, Minkah returns. Jason Keck says he left because of Flores, and I can't blame him and hold him no ill will. That guy was a douchebag, back where he belongs. Yeah, it's really interesting because I've seen a lot of people say that, you know, Minkah only left because of Brian Flores and his regime and not being happy with the way he was going to be used. And at some point during this whole trade negotiation, Chris Greer managed to get Minkah Fitzpatrick back. Shout out to PFF's Tom Valentine, having a conversation with him earlier, and he was saying that the Minkah Fitzpatrick coming to Miami isn't the Minkah Fitzpatrick we've seen the entire time in Pittsburgh. Being a bit of a decline, had a really horrible second end of 2024, but it could be a miscommunication issue. Listen, we'll see what Minkah we get in Miami, but it's a shock. It's an actual shock. So from where I'm standing or sitting, as you can see, I'm sitting, and I need to sort this out. Why this happens? Oh, it's a curtain. Right, let's quickly sort this out once and for all. So that was easy. That was really easy. Perfect. I need to sort this. Do you know what? I'll do that after. And no, I'm going to clip you. That is brilliant. It's going to get clipped. But yeah, my thoughts on the trade, winners, losers. Pittsburgh, I think, are the early winners in this. If you were to say to anyone, would you rather have in 2025 Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith or Minkah Fitzpatrick and a 5th round pick in 2 years? I think they would take Ramsey and Jonnu Smith. I don't think that is a controversial take. I think if you're asking Miami fans, the fact that Ramsey made it so clear he wanted to leave, the fact that I think Miami paid Jalen Ramsey an extra $3 million so that Pittsburgh will take the majority of his contract. I would say that Jonnu Smith was disgruntled, but he may have been able to retain him in some kind of way. But he's going to get an extra $12 million from playing in Pittsburgh. DK Metcalf, Aaron Rodgers. It's for right now on the 30th of June on paper. I think it's fair to say, in my opinion, the trade is a tie. I can imagine everyone is happy in what they got out of this trade, and it's sad that the Dolphins aren't done either. Mike Florio, Pro Football Talk, and others have said that the Dolphins are trying to acquire a tight end, and there's quite a few names being bandied about. We'll deal with that later. But Rob, welcome. Hope you are well. Let me know your thoughts on the massive trade that happened today. And then, yeah, Jason says, Ramsey is all about the payday and is a crybaby. Glad he's gone. The one thing I will say is that, again, on paper, you're trading or you've lost a, whether we like to admit it or not, a somewhat of a locker room leader, a dog, as the Americans would pronounce it, and someone who leaves it all on the field and brought in, I would say, a similar type of person. Shout out to friend of the podcast, Will Hayes. When we had him on, it might be the first or second time, I asked him what it was like to play with Minkah Fitzpatrick, and because it was a very brief overlap, and he was like, Minkah, even back then as a rookie, you didn't play with. I say you didn't play, like you couldn't prank Minkah. He was a very head down, serious guy, there to play ball. So really, really just really into the Bible, really into and I say that I don't mean to say that as a bad thing. I'm not that much of a religious person. So when I say he's into the Bible, into the word of Christ and stuff like that, Minkah was a head down, knew what he believed in, knew what he wanted to do in his life, and the Dolphins are getting one of their own back, as the UK football fans would say. It's what's really interesting is I told the story of the Kadeem curse and all that kind of stuff, and Minkah joined the Dolphins in 2019, and I'm a few years into my Miami Dolphins fandom, but Minkah was the first player who I would, after Kiko Alonso, I'd be like, you know what? Yeah, this is someone who I am. The first rookie, I should say, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm fully behind this guy. He's going to be a Dolphin for life. Really, really wanted his jersey. I remember wanting the most expensive fan jersey you could get. I think it was the orange one, Minkah Fitzpatrick. Saving up for payday because I was about 20, late 20s, but just had a child. Really wanted this Minkah Fitzpatrick jersey. Got wait till payday. Boom, got it. And he was traded. I was like, well, that was a massive. That was close. Yeah, the Color Rush one. That was close. And I still kind of, hindsight a wonderful thing. Kind of wish I did get it. That'd be quite a collector's item, to bring back out now. Shout out to all those people who, when we first traded Minkah, burned their jerseys. Because now look. But yeah. If you have comments, especially by myself, even more reason to read through all the comments. Jason Keck on Jalen Ramsey saying the guy can't honor a contract after he got a big payday and then quit on the team and demanded the trade. So just chatting to 5 Yard Lee. Rob says, I like the trade, especially for someone who didn't want to be here. Jason Keck reckons he'll do it in Pittsburgh. Rob adds, I should say, Jonnu will be a big miss if he's not replaced, but he's not young. I was a bit miffed when we traded Minkah the first time. And yeah, I think everyone's kind of, didn't really see it coming. Especially, it's after the Baltimore game, isn't it? Flores comes in, because it's not Flores. It's Flores' first year, Minkah's second year in Miami. Flores comes in. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens destroy the Dolphins. Is it like, what, 53-9 or something like that? And Minkah's like, yeah, I'm done. Joins Pittsburgh. So yeah, I think where shall I start with this? I'll start with how the Dolphins look post Jalen Ramsey. Your tight end room is buns. There's no two ways about it. And your cornerback rooms is now officially buns because the one person you can hang your hat on in that room has now gone. However, your safety room has improved. The bar was low, so to say it's improved isn't something I really want to be bragging about, but it has improved. And there's still guys out there, Asante Samuel Jr., Rasul Douglas, you might make a trade, who can come in and give that, give that DB room, the cornerback room, the backfield or the back half of the defense some much needed help. As for tight end, it sounds like the Dolphins are going to try and bring someone in. There's been a few names bandied about on social media. Michael Mayer from the Raiders, given that Brock Bowers is there. Isaiah Likely or Mark Andrews, both are going to be free agents next year. So the Ravens might want to move on from one of those guys. Kyle Pitts is one which a lot of Dolphin fans, especially when Jonnu Smith was first being bandied about as a trade, that you might see Kyle Pitts come to Miami. And I think, Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk was like, Kyle Pitts to Miami, there is some interest there. What I will say, and good evening, Rob. Yes, I am flying solo. JML says, all things considered, it's a better outcome than I expected. Yeah, what I will say is the Dolphins in what is definitely the best offense they've had in my lifetime. And again, the bar is low. But that 2023 offense, best offense in the league, Tua's, dicing, all that kind of stuff. There's no tight end in the offense. It was Tua, Tyreek Hill, Devon Achane, and Jalen Waddle. Devon Achane has come on leaps and bounds from where he was that year, and he was already good that year. Tyreek Hill looks like he's back interested in the Dolphins. Jalen Waddle will be Jalen Waddle. You've got Nick Westbrook-Akine, a bolstered offensive line, Jalen Wright. There's every chance that maybe the best version of the Dolphins offense under Mike McDaniel and Tua doesn't need a tight end, doesn't need a pass catching tight end. It didn't work with Mike Gesicki. Yes, it worked with Jonnu Smith, but not to the same, height and level we saw in 2023. And, part of that is a massive, Tua not being available for the entire season. But as again, people have pointed out on social media, maybe you do kind of, run 11 personnel. Got to say, you do have Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Nick Westbrook-Akine, and the reason people are predicting, pitching, exploring the idea of Michael Mayer to the Dolphins is he can block and he can catch. Doesn't do anything, or it doesn't do either of those spectacularly, but does them enough where you can keep him on the field all game, and it'd be difficult to try and work out what the Dolphins are running at that particular time. So, listen, the Raiders have Brock Bowers. It's something we potentially could see. It does go back to if the Dolphins worked out pretty early on in this offseason that Jonnu Smith was going to leave, why didn't you pick up, a Tyler Warren from Penn State in the draft, or one of the other, I guess, high-profile, tight ends? Go and get Mason Taylor. But then obviously there were so many other needs across the team that I guess tight end was going to take a back seat, and maybe you could work out a situation where, given that Drew Rosenhaus has so many clients in Miami, he might be able to work out something with the front office to keep Jonnu Smith in Miami. Listen, I need a quick drinks break, so now is the perfect time to take a time out.
Still listening? Then you're one of us. Got a day one Dolphins fan who hasn't found Go Time Dolphins yet? Put them on. As you're rocking with the show, don't forget to leave us a 5-star rating and drop a comment on your favourite podcast app, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music or Google Podcasts. It helps more Fins fans find the pod and keeps the community growing strong.
Listen, if you are listening to this on Twitter, jump in the comment section. Love to get more people involved in this episode. It is just me. Don't leave your boy hanging by himself. To everyone on YouTube who has commented so far, Greatly appreciate it. Love it so much. There's 10 of you here in the comments or in the chat, I should say, sorry, as we are live right now. Drop a like if you haven't already. And also let's see if this works, because I know that every single year there's new people wanting to start a podcast. We've been live on YouTube for 5 years now, I believe. Yeah, 5 years, 6 in total. And StreamYard has been a massive help. This isn't a paid advertisement. Just, saying that Go Time Dolphins does have a referral link for anyone looking to stream via StreamYard. Don't have to be a Dolphin podcast, a podcast in general. Live gameplay is what it is. Use the link I've just chucked up in the chat, which you can see on YouTube as well. You get a $10 discount, and so do Go Time Dolphins when you, I guess, use their paid service. So greatly appreciated if anyone who is thinking of starting a YouTube channel or whatever, and let us know. We will support you. I say we. It's just me right now, big on behalf of myself, but I'll support you. Jump on your podcast, no matter what it's what it's about. Football, American football, basketball, tennis, politics, Glastonbury, swimming, netball, it doesn't matter. So what do we have? Jason Keck says we don't need spectacular, we just need capable, I assume in a tight end position, and I do agree with that. Rob Ashton says Dolphins D got an upgrade, just need to trade he who should not be named, begins with L and ends in Berg for an O-line improvement. What I will say, they got an upgrade in the safety room. The cornerback room got a significant downgrade. I can't imagine anyone's going to trade Liam Eichenberg. But shout out to Coach Eric Smith. Don't know if he's here in the chat right now. So much content on his Twitter page, I say, and his YouTube channel. Go check out both. Like, genuine great guy. He's said this for a while. I agree with him. If Liam Eichenberg is your 6th man and you got 4 starters on that offensive line, it won't be an issue. He will be an issue, but overall won't be an issue. It's when Liam Eichenberg is on that line with the 7th offensive lineman and the 8th offensive lineman, that's when you have an issue, because he's in that situation. In that situation, he might not be the weakest, but it's one thing when you've got 4 guys masking the play of one person. When you've got 2 guys trying to mask the play of 3 people, I've said this before, others have said it before, so has Coach Eric Smith. No team, or the chances of any team in the NFL, no matter how good your offensive line is, if you're able to get solid play out of your 7th, 8th, and 9th offensive linemen, wow, teach me. This isn't Madden, so yeah. Jason Keck said no one wants to trade for him. Teams are looking to improve. That's on Liam Eichenberg. Shout out to Cat for Life. Says Raiders beat writer Vincent Bonsignori. That's the kind of word I want to see my spelling be. Says they have no interest in trading Michael Mayer. And yeah, that's completely understandable. Dolphins can ask, teams, the Raiders can say no. Again, you're in a situation now where if you're the Dolphins and you're trying to get a tight end, teams know you're going to be desperate. So the price for the brick has gone up, as they say in the wire. And anyone trading a tight end a few weeks before the season starts, you're probably questioning why. As I got some stuff on Fortnite on PlayStation. If anyone plays Fortnite, give me a shout. I'm playing it more and more. We can have a little link up. So yeah, let me quickly check, make sure I haven't missed anything breaking on social media, although I am sure you guys would have told me if so. Yeah, I've just seen that tweet now from Michael Mayer. The Raiders are not interested in trading him. Again, things change as the season goes on. What else do we have? Shout out to Jordan Schultz, NFL Insider. He said the Dolphins edition of, why am I doing this? Like I can't just bring up the tweet. That's especially as I'm by myself. I should do that more often. So let's share my screen. Yeah, you cannot read that, but I can. Jordan Schultz. The addition of Minkah Fitzpatrick helps the secondary that needed a boost and gets younger. But here's another fun wrinkle. He's close friends with Tua, and the two are now reunited as NFL teammates. Yeah, listen, the Alabama class, the Alabama team, called the Fly, pretty dope by the way. So yeah, it's super interesting. You can come through the Go Time Dolphins as I'm currently logged in. Shout out to the Miami Dolphins, Go Time Dolphins social media team. Oh, Raheem Mostert. Let's get to Raheem Mostert. So after breaking news, Jonnu Smith has gone, blah blah blah. Raheem Mostert tweets, hot take, be a pro bowler on the Dolphins, get treated like SHIT. Happy for my guys though, go ball out. And a lot of people, rightfully so, pointed out to Raheem Mostert. Came into the building, had a really good year, got a contract extension, which follows in the long line of players coming to Miami, outperforming their contract. Instead of the Dolphins saying, cool, can you do it again? It's like, hey, here's some more money. Take that money. And Raheem Mostert proceed to then, over the course of the rest of his Dolphins tenure, get injured. When he comes back from his injury, has 2 game-breaking fumbles. Game-breaking. Rightfully loses his starting job to Devon Acham. I think Mostert's wife says that Mike McDaniel didn't really talk to Mostert about, the change in who's starting and why he, lost his starting job, basically. You're a multi-year vet. If you can't work out, and listen, I will caveat it by saying Mike McDaniel should have spoken to Raheem Mostert, but we all know why Raheem Mostert got benched. It was the fumbles, it was the less than suboptimal play. So that's life. To quote the great Frank Sinatra, that's life. So yeah. Listen, the Dolphins are where they are because they've had Pro Bowlers, treated them like royalty, giving them more money after more money after more money. And the Dolphins had enough with Jonnu Smith. Raheem Mostert is someone who benefited from, Chris Greer's mindset of, hey, you've done us proud, so we're going to pay you. Rob asked, is it surprising at all that Steelers are willing to trade Minkah? I don't think it's surprising. It's surprising because we didn't see it coming. But the flip side to that is, as I was chatting to Tom Valentine, and I'll get him on the podcast soon, he was saying the play you saw last year in the back half of the year was a regression from Minkah. High standards, which fell. Now, again, it could be a case of, like I said, or like he said, miscommunication, just, a player not having the best season and it happens. So we'll see how it goes. Jason says, Andrews has always been a solid tight end. Heard he had a rough year, but would still have him in Miami. I think it was injuries. Pretty sure it was injuries. Thanks for the Sinatra. And yeah, Jason Keck says, love Mostert and appreciate everything he did for us. But he did have a lot of key fumbles in very bad times. And yeah, like, bro, get over it. I say get over it, dude. It's your livelihood. It's harsh. But I also think I saw someone say that there was a similar situation with Mostert in San Francisco, where as he was leaving, just talking, and hey, it's a shame because Mostert seems like a great guy. I'm sure he is a great guy. To kind of sully your reputation among Miami fans, I doubt he even cares, but it is what it is. I hate talking about myself because you can't hide your yawns. What else do we have? Yeah, there's definitely. I can't imagine Minkah's played or is a top 5 safety in the league, but he's also one of the better safeties and definitely upgraded the Dolphins room, which is what we needed. So it'll be interesting to see how. Why is it fire still around my room? Didn't get it. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the Dolphins and Coach Weaver use him. Definitely, I can imagine getting Kevin Dern listen to his show over the next few days, see what he has to say about it, because it's going to be interesting. Definitely going to be interesting how that all pans out. Thank you for tweeting out the link, JML. Again, if you're in the chat, guys, a like would be greatly appreciated. It always is greatly appreciated. Got to 11, can we get to 20 as I'm still live right now. Shout out to everyone on Twitter. Again, if you're listening, drop us a comment. Where are you listening from? Are you driving home from work? If you're in the States, looking forward to your 4-day working week as it is, July 4th. Happy July 4th on July 4th. Funny enough, my 2-year wedding anniversary on Wednesday. Shout out to the gracious Hannah Montana. And yeah, Dolphins, Minkah Fitzpatrick, Jalen Ramsey, Jonnu Smith. Who's next? This isn't going to be the only trade the Dolphins make in the next few weeks or so. Can definitely see another tight end. I kind of feel like you have to have another tight end. Let's have a look who the Dolphins have at tight end. Miami Dolphins. Wikipedia. Wikipedia. Franchise information. No, I don't want that. Players. Right. Again, this is according to Wikipedia. So share screen. Wikipedia. Can we see that? Okay. No, we cannot. Tight ends. Pharaoh Brown. Love that. Tanner Connor. Love that. Jalen Conyers. Love that. Julian Hill and Hayden Rucci. Let's have a look. Pharaoh Brown is a 2017, 25, 8-year vet. Bounced around a lot of teams. His best year, Wikipedia doesn't tell us, but it looks like what? 8 receptions for 65 yards. Although as a New England Patriot, he had a 58-yard touchdown against the Paper Plains. 20. That might be best season with the Patriots. Tanner Connor. He had been with the team since 2022 and hasn't achieved much, which is fine, Undrafted free agent in 2022. Cool, not going to get too upset about that. Jalen Conyers is a undrafted rookie from Texas Tech. So we'll see. I guess his chances of making the roster just shot up dramatically. Julian Hill, we all know about Julian Hill. His 3rd year in Miami. People aren't too happy with him, but is what it is. And Hayden Rucci is someone who I quite like. Doesn't have a Wikipedia page, but I think it's his 2nd or 3rd year with the team now. And we all know that Jonnu Smith is leaving. DBs. Yeah, Jalen Ramsey is still there. He'll be leaving. What's interesting, actually, is what number is Minkah Fitzpatrick going to wear? Because Dante Trader, who we drafted in the 5th round, is wearing number 29 as it stands. Last worn by a friend of the podcast, Brandon Jones. Minkah wore 39 in Pittsburgh, which is currently with 39. Kadeem. Oh, apologies, guys. I should know that. 39. No one wears it. Larry Zonka. Apology for the mispronunciation. So, yeah. Should know that. So you can't wear 39. Dante Trader, I believe, wore 12 in college. And as we can all see, Bob Greasy can't wear 12. But he also wore 5 in college, which was worn by Jalen Ramsey. So Ramsey leaves, Trader takes 5, and Minkah Fitzpatrick takes 29. That'd be pretty dope. It'd be interesting to see if the Dolphins rework Minkah's contract to kind of give themselves more breathing room this year. Because I believe, let's have a look. Spotrac. Can see my working out here. This is what you don't see, when it's myself and Charlie and I'm fact check. Minkah Fitzpatrick. Oh, wow. Oh, that was horrible. That was grimy and nasty. Minkah Fitzpatrick. There we go. So Minkah Fitzpatrick. Contract runs out in 2027. So the Dolphins have him for 2 years. 15 more cap hit this year, 17 more cap hit next year. You can imagine the Dolphins, do something with that. Maybe move money around, give him a few more years to that 32, 33. But yeah, we'll see. So 40 minutes on this episode. Wow. If you've been there from the beginning and that was an hour before we went live, greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. We don't want that. We want that. We also want perfect. Chat to the Go Time Dolphins hat. I might jump into bonus time very, very shortly. How many likes we have on this video so far? 11. And yeah, no, Jay Moore, thank you for sticking around. Glad you could be here live. I think you said your sister was there. Is it your sister? Let's double check that. Yeah, sister is in town. Giants fan. Hey, ask her what she thinks about Javon Holland. We were so close to getting Minkah and Holland on the same team. That would have been beautiful to see. Hope your sister's well. Hope you're well. Thank you for joining so far. Know what bonus time is. Overtime will be great though. Absolutely great. And no messages on my phone. I do have messages on my phone. No worry, you can join next time. So yeah. No, it is overtime and Charlie's here as well. It's just, like I said, I'm tired to the point where you can see, yeah, why am I kind of messing around? Again, all the things that I would have figured out ages ago. We'll go with that for now. Save. Brilliant. Right. Let's jump into overtime. No outro. I don't do it as good as Charlie. I'm not even going to pretend to do it. Stick with us. Be back in 34. Go a minute. Back in a minute. Peace. No. Already.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's showtime. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out. out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time.
Enjoying the episode so far? Whether you're watching in the comfort of your own home or on the go, Go Time Dolphins is where you want to be for your fix on all things Dolphins. So hit that like button, drop a comment below, and make sure to subscribe to the channel to help us keep growing and reaching more Fins fans around the world.
Yeah, thank you all. As the ad said, not a paid ad, just an in-house ad. Yeah, leave a like on the video. If you're watching after the fact and you've stayed with me for this long, greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Leave a like, drop a comment. Let us know your reaction on the trade. Where was you when the trade happened? And also who do you think won the trade? Because it's all about winners and losers in the NFL these days. Make sure I haven't missed anything else either. Nice to see Bobby jumping on the Fins Faithful podcast, which starts in just under an hour. So yeah, what's interesting as well. Shout out to Fins Extra, not with us today, but it might be with us on another episode. Dallas Cowboys wide receiver George Pickens reacted to Minkah Fitzpatrick being traded to Miami. Super happy for you. Back to beautiful places in life. So what is he saying? Pittsburgh isn't all what it's cracked up to be. And also that's what 2 players from Pittsburgh that have moved to Miami this offseason. Obviously James Daniels and now Minkah Fitzpatrick, although obviously, Minkah was first in Miami. Yeah, just crazy to think that he's somehow made it back when can't imagine anyone would have seen that coming when it first happened. Yeah, shout out to JD Dominican _554. Minkah Fitzpatrick jerseys back out. I'm trying to find one, a secondhand one. Looking on eBay, Depop, Vinted. Like I need to get one. Minkah's the kind of jersey which, especially in a throwback, looks better than anything. Rob, 100%. 100%. Hannah Montana's a bit like, I can watch it at home with Miami Michael. I'm like, nah. Still need to go to the Hippodrome. So I will be there. We'll chat. We'll keep in touch in the chat, all that kind of stuff. I'll let you know when I'm heading down. But if the Dolphins aren't on prime time, I will be there. I might do it in a situation where normally I go if the Dolphins aren't playing. But I think this year I'll be like, no, I'll stay at home. So yeah, I will definitely be there. Maybe we can time it and try and get as many people down there as possible. But yeah. No, what I will shout out to Brad who has commented on X. It hasn't showed up, but is what it is. He has said, to what I'll say right now, to be fair, because I'm live. You can see me live here. Really, really weird. Am I live? Yeah, I'm live. Brad says at Dolphins GM 2019 didn't change the fact we have bad cornerbacks, bad tight ends, and a QB that hasn't won SHIT. And unproven I guess it means unproven O-line with no depth. Yeah, 2 hasn't won anything of note. Can't argue with you there. But as I've said multiple times, Charlie said it, others have said it. 2 doesn't play, the Dolphins don't win. So as of now, you're stuck with him. We'll see what happens, I guess in the future. But no, I really want to try and find a throwback, an old school Minkah jersey, simply because, it's cool. J-Mo tweeting out the video. Greatly appreciate that. You can see it's been retweeted. Dive Bar done a video live early. Make sure nothing else. I don't want to click on that actual tweet. Did Emmanuel Ocho really say that Jonnu Smith is a number 2 receiver? I might watch that when I go to bed. Some PFF stuff. I think that's it for now in terms of. Oh, what a great game! Zach Sealer's wife is happy that Minkah's returning to Miami. So JML says, "Yeah, I'm not worried about the haters and doubters. I'll be right here." Yes, I will. Like, you'll see us here. Like, we ain't going nowhere. And Rob Ash and I agree. Says throwbacks are just better. I think in terms of jerseys that I'm going to get this year, I'm going to get the rivalry jersey with my name on the back, Simmons. If I can get Go Time Dolphins to fit, even better. But yeah, definitely Simmons. And then I would even if Mink gets traded mid-season, I couldn't care less. I need a Minkah Fitzpatrick jersey, 100%. No, the Miami curse. I went to Miami curse, the Kadeem curse. Go to Miami, and buy a Jalen Ramsey jersey, and he's gone less than 12 months later. You know, but Minkah, one of my favorite players when we first picked him up. Yeah, it's funny. I wasn't going to get Madden this year, and we'll do a whole other episode on the Madden ratings. Wasn't going to get Madden this year, but if you can give me I built a really good Dolphins ultimate team. Devontae Chan was one of the best cards at one point at running back. I'm going to use Tua because Tua is my guy, obviously. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Enough said. Jonnu Smith has some great cards this year. And then on defense, Minkah always gets good cards. So, Dolphins chemistry, Jalen Ramsey, Dolphins chemistry. Enough said about the pass rusher, Jalen Phillips, Chop Robinson, Bradley Chubb, Christian Wilkins, Zach Sealer. Like the Dolphins chemistry team, you can build on that. Wow. And if Minkah back in Miami, yeah, I think I might need to get it. So we'll see. But guys, it's been almost an hour. Shout out to everyone on Twitter. I am going to head off. I believe that, the Fins Tailgate is live. So feel free to go check out the Fins Tailgate after this. If you're sticking around, in 45 minutes, you have the Fins Faithful podcast. They will be live. Jason Sarney, George, and I think Bobby Showhouse from the Dive Bar podcast. But yeah, guys, thanks so much for joining me. I think we're back on Friday with myself and Charlie talking about, all of this, more fallout from this, and I guess what's next for Miami. But until then, JMO, peace. Until then, I, and also we from Go Time Dolphins, will see you soon. Peace.
Ramsey.